a very common pattern I see as the star player to coach transition, and it's a
Yeah.
bumpy one. It can be a bumpy one.
Mm.
New managers are typically promoted because they were exceptional individual contributors and
Correct.
they were the best salesperson, I don't know, the sharpest analyst, the most creative designer, the best engineer.
Right.
So when they become a manager, their first instinct is to do one of the two things. Either they try to be the super solver for their
Mm-hmm.
team,
Mm-hmm.
so they jump in to fix every problem themselves, or they try to micromanage because they want to ensure their team members do the task
Correct.
exactly as they would have done it.
Correct.
So there is this identity shock, if you
Yeah.
want, right? You're no longer measured by your own performance, but you're measured by your teams. So
Correct.
as an individual contributor, your value is your output.
That's
But as a
true.
manager, your value becomes invisible. It's
That's true.
in how others perform, grow, and feel. And that's
Mm.
a hard shift. That
Mm.
transition for me requires emotional control, self awareness, and sometimes letting go of the need to be right all the time. And it's
Yeah.
uncomfortable, especially for people who have been rewarded for their executional ability up until
Correct.
that point. So, what happens then is new managers feel the urge to prove themselves at all times. So, they overcompensate by doing, fixing, rescuing, but what their teams actually need is clarity,
Mm.
space, and
Mm.
someone who listens
Mm.
more than speaks.
Mm.
When new managers get that, I always think the job becomes a lot less about control and a
Correct.
lot more about, connection.
Correct.
So, Ashish, I don't know, that's the first one, the identity shock.
I think
And
that's a big
yeah,
one, second, because what you explained is typically what we also see, right?
yeah,
So managers either become too controlling or too liberating, right? Okay, I need to be people pleasing or I need to be controlling, and a lot of times, they set those
totally.
high standards that they have set themselves for, and they want their team to follow. Either that leads to their own burnout or the team's burnout, or maybe a burnout of all of them together.
Yeah, yeah, look, you put it very nicely because I very often see first-time managers confuse being a leader with being an upgraded version of a
Correct.
high-performing individual
Correct.
contributor. They are totally different. They step
Yeah.
in thinking the job is still about doing things better or faster, when actually their value shifts to how they create clarity, energy, and direction for others.